To keep the RDA from taking advantage of Pandora once more, Jake drives an essential guerrilla activity against the RDA supply lines, debilitating them. In one of the tasks, Loic, who ignores Netayam and is anxious to show what him can do as a Navi champion, attempts to help Jake in fight yet is injured. Jake protects and trains him to not jeopardize his own well-being by being careless. That evening, while at the same time watching out for his injuries, Nethri tranquilly reminds Jake to be not excessively unforgiving with Loic, to which Jake communicates his anxiety as a dad for the well-being of his kids. In the meantime, the retaliatory strike on the RDA supply lines doesn't agree with Quaritch, who starts a pursuit mission to kill Jake. During a fun-loving endeavor, Jake's youngsters alongside Bug investigate further into the rainforest. Unbeknownst to them, Quaritch and his group are in the area investigating the site where Quaritch finds his human remaining parts. An attentive Loic sees their presence and rapidly illuminates Jake. A conflict follows and Quaritch's crew catches Jake's kids. Jake and Neytiri show up in time and free the vast majority of them. Yet Bug is taken by Quaritch, who remembers him as his child. On board the boat, the RDA attempts to constrain data about Jake from Insect, whom rejects. Evolving system. Quaritch tends to Bug as his child and furthermore to make sense of more about the Navi in return for his opportunity on his side. Despite the fact that unagreeable and ignorant about Quaritch's real mission, Insect shows Quaritch Navi culture. Quaritch is additionally effectively ready to tame an Ikran flying animal as his vehicle. Realizing the peril, Bug's information on his whereabouts postures to their well-being and furthermore to keep away from another disaster. Jake persuades a hesitant Nethri and his family to expel themselves from the Omaticaya tribe and retreat toward the eastern seaboard of Metkaina, a coral reef island whose faction and way of life is adjusted to Pandora's oceanic living space. Jake gives his main mantle to his replacement and passes on altogether to Metkaina. Once showed up, they are welcomed by the North of 10 years after the occasions of the principal film. The film starts with Jake Tarnish portraying his unassuming and serene life as head of the Omaticaya tribe and raising a family with his significant other Neytiri, which incorporates his children Netayam and Loic and his girl Tuk, his embraced little girl Kiri, brought into the world from effortlessness Augustine's out-cold Navi symbol, and a human kid named Bug, the child of Miles Quaritch, who was brought into the world on Pandora yet couldn't be shipped to Earth in cryostasis as a baby. While Jake can acknowledge Insect as a took-on child, Neytiri is suspicious of him given his human starting points. In any case, every one of the kids blend and mingle well with one another, including Bug, whom Kiri is tender with despite the fact that he is a human. Bug doesn't embrace his human legacy and feels more lean to Navi culture and customs. They carry on with a typical existence until one day they notice a weird star in the night sky. Unfortunately, they understand it's a RDA space transport with people getting back to Pandora to colonize it, raising another super working base once more, making huge obliteration Pandora. Among the fresh debuts in the boat is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Navi body and with his recollections transferred from before his passing. Subsequently, Quaritch can't recall his end because of Jake, however is simply ready to remember the occasions before and his vindictive mission to dispense with Jake. Tribe boss Tonawari and his significant other Ronal, who is suspicious of them at first. Be that as it may, Jake makes sense of their circumstance and they are consented to remain and given cover. Despite the fact that a few tribesmen criticize Jake and his youngsters for their hereditary human legacy, the family learns the methods of the reef individuals, gaining the appreciation of them. Kiri is entranced with the oceanic existence of Metkaina and fosters a profound bond with the ocean and its animals, while Loic gets to know Soraya, the girl of family boss Tonawari and his significant other Ronal. While adjusting to their new climate, Loic gets into a battle with Soraya's sibling Aoning when he pokes an unrefined fun at Kiri and him of their blended human genealogy. Jake reproves his child for his way of behaving. At Jake's demand, Loic gets back to apologize to Aoning and his companions. In any case, they captivate him to an outing into the region of a perilous ocean hunter, the Akula, and leave him abandoned in retribution. The Akula attempts to go after Loic. Be that as it may, Loic is saved by and gets to know Payakan, a tulkun, a clever and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Metkaina think about their profound family. Loic can speak with Payakan through marking and eliminates an old spearhead from the monster's right blade. Upon his revisitation of Metkaina, boss Tonawari, who became mindful of Aoning's deceiving of Loic, requests that the previous apologize to Loic. In any case, Loic assumes the fault himself, winning Aoning's kinship. He is additionally informed that Payakan is a pariah among his species. In the interim, out traveling to a branch off of the Tree of Spirits, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, however experiences a vicious seizure. She is recuperated by Ronal, however when Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Courage can follow them to the archipelago where the reef individuals reside. Carrying Bug with him, he seized a whaling vessel which is hunting Tulkins to collect their cerebrum compounds for making hostile to maturing cures. Courage starts to ruthlessly scrutinize the native clans about Jake's area. Bombing that, he arranges the whaling group to wantonly kill the Tulkins to draw Jake out. Loic intellectually interfaces with Payakan and discovers that the Tulkun was projected out in light of the fact that he conflicted with the methods of his species and went after the whalers who killed his mom. At the point when the Metkaina learn of the Tulkun butchers, Loic takes off to caution Payakan. He is trailed by Netayam, Saraya, Roxto, and Aoning. Kiri and Tuk spot them and join. They find Payakan being pursued by the whalers, and Loic, Saraya, and Tuk are caught by Courage. Kiri, Roxto, and Anong figured out how to get away from catch. Informed that they're youngsters at serious risk, Jake, Neytiri and the Metkaina set off to defy the people. Courage powers Jake to give up. Yet seeing his spirit sibling risked, Payakan assaults the whalers, setting off a battle which kills the greater part of the team and basically harms the vessel, making it sink. Netayam salvages Loic and Bug, however is lethally shot. Jake faces Courage, who involves Kiri as a prisoner. At the point when Neytiri does likewise with Insect, Courage at first denies his child, however ceases when Neytiri cuts Bug on the chest. Jake, Courage, Neytiri and Tuk end up caught inside the sinking vessel. Jake chokes Courage into obviousness and is safeguarded by Loic and Payakan, and Kiri brings ocean animals to help her save Neytiri and Tuk. Bug finds and saves Courage, however passes on him because of his mercilessness towards the Na'vi and putting his objective to kill Jake's family over being his dad and turning into a decent man, driving him back to rejoin Jake's loved ones. After Netayam's burial service, Jake and his family choose to forever remain with the Metkaina. The end. Thanks for watching.